Alright, let's see if this was a silky smooth transition. Let's see if stuff just worked. First time, like no echo. Everything looks perfect the first time. Because this is episode 20, so after 20 episodes, you would think I would know what the heck I'm doing, right? In theory. So, okay. Let's wait a little bit for some people to come in. But if anyone that is in this stream right now, if you could give me a little heads up, just to let me know if you hear me okay, see me okay, I would appreciate it. Things are looking okay on my side of the camera right now. Again, I have my blue blocker glasses on. You can't really see. Okay, you can't see from that angle. From this angle, you can see my latest scar edition. Got that this past week. Had some more basal cell skin cancer removed. It's a procedure that I'm becoming quite used to. I've had spots by my ears cut off, on my shoulder, a couple spots on my shoulder, on my back, on my upper arm over here. There's a nice scar. So, yep, it's the consequences of a childhood where I was not a regular sunscreen wearer, unfortunately. So, yep. Belgium here. Hey, what's up, guys? So, can you guys hear me okay? Just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay. I'd appreciate it. Bear Life. I don't know if I've seen you in here before, Bear Life. It's not ringing a bell, but if this is your first time here, welcome. And let's get rid of the ads. I still haven't figured out why my YouTube playlist now shows ads where it didn't before. Now it does. I don't know why. Okay, you can hear me. Great. That's fantastic. So you might see notice the layout on the screen. I have it a little bit different. What I have been doing the past few shows is I've had a video playlist of mine playing full screen in the background behind me, more or less to show off my chroma key effect. But what I found when I watched the episodes back was when you got onto a screen that had a lot of motion on it with an active background, like if you're if I was riding through like trees or just something that had a lot of detail in the background, it would really mess up the encoding. The encoding would get all blocky. My voice still sounded fine, but the encoding for the video got really shitty at that point. So I'm trying to see how it turns out just having the video in the corner playing, just to give you a visual distraction, because I'm sure it's boring looking at me all this time. So we'll see how that works out. And today's video playlist is basically all Ninebot riding, which means it's going to be lots of me looking stupid and falling and looking very awkward. So those of you that are just wow, those of you that are just starting the learning process, you can see what I look like when I was learning on my Ninebot 1E Plus. And when I was doing stuff like that you see in the driveway there, I was very, very proud. It was a big accomplishment to even get from one end of the driveway to the other without falling. Hey, Overrip, how you doing? Welcome. So, anyways, I just got done uploading my video from today. I have it scheduled to post, so it posts in the higher resolution. But one of the things that's mentioned actually at the end of the video is today is Cindy and my 6-year anniversary. We've been dating. Well, we started dating 6 years ago today. She's been living with me for something like 5 years. I don't know, quite a while. But yeah, just want to give a big shout out to Cindy. She's outside right now with Auntie Cecilia and Katie. Auntie Cecilia flew down from Illinois to come down and visit because Katie had her baby shower here yesterday. There's like 40 or 50 people here, and she wanted to fly down to be part of it. So I thought that was awesome. She's staying until Tuesday, I believe. So right now I believe they're either out in the RV or they are on the lanai just hanging out. So yeah, Auntie Cecilia is here. And Katie is here as well, so I thought that was kind of cool. Those of you that are regulars in the live stream, you might see Auntie Cecilia pop in now and then. She actually watches a lot of my videos. It's kind of funny. But yeah, she's a great lady. So anyways, what I wanted to say was thanks to Cindy for encouraging me in this habit. It's great to have someone that wants to share experiences like that, experiences like I have riding EUCs with me, and it definitely makes everything more fun when you're doing it with somebody. So I greatly appreciate her support in this endeavor and hobby. And she paid me to say that. Just kidding. Thanks, guys. Yep. Our first date was well, yeah. Actually, our first date wasn't on the 24th. It was before that. But one of the I think our second date we actually went to a arena football game down here in Southwest Florida. That was our thing. I actually had season tickets to the arena football team down here, and we went to games for 3 years, I think, 3 or 4. They actually they actually moved the team, so we're not doing that anymore. But yeah, that was always a fun little thing that we used to do. And we got more ads. I'll be skipping a lot of ads as we go here. So how's everybody doing? 2 weeks have passed. Let me get something queued up here because I'm going to be referring to it quite often, I believe. There was a very big happening since PEV happening. Not maybe well, actually there's a couple. One pretty major announcement with EUCs and a very big announcement with One Wheel since the last live stream. Okay, let me see if I can get this up here. Just bear with me. It should not take long because I believe it's a pretty busy topic, so it should. Come on. It should be easy to find. Oh, there it is, first thing. Okay. And then let me queue this up if I can. Okay, we got that queued up. Good. Okay. All right, so we are good. So anyways, just back from riding in Austria. Oh, wow. What? Isn't it like 2 in the morning over there for you, Heiss? It would be super early for you right now. That's pretty hardcore if you're just got in. I appreciate it. I'm just reading through the comments. Overrip, I am doing good. Just got home from with a one wheel. Oh, so you're a one wheel rider. That's funny. On today's ride, I actually rode the Greenway, which I'll talk about later. But I saw for the first time ever, I saw 2 guys on one wheels at the Greenway, which I have never seen anybody on a one wheel actually in Naples ever. So that was kind of cool. I gave him a big thumbs up and I don't remember. I said something congratulatory as I rode by. But yeah, that was really cool to see. Heiss, you just got home after a 10-hour drive? I assume you didn't drive there just to ride EUCs. There must be some other reason that you drove 10 hours to Austria to ride. But yeah, wow, that's kind of crazy. So, anyways, what I was going to say was the big announcements. Like I said, One Wheel announced a new product called the Pint, which is why I have it up on the screen right now. If you go to the One Wheel site, it's going to be front and center in your face. The Pint is a smaller version of the One Wheel. It's about 10% more narrow, and I believe 2 inches shorter in overall length. The tire is smaller. I'm not sure how much smaller. The tire is smaller. One thing I noticed from looking at the tire is it has more of a rounded edge to it as opposed to the flat surface that a Vega has, which is good and bad news depending on your comfort level with the one wheel. When you have a more rounded tire like that, beginners might have a harder time balancing. But if you are comfortable on a one wheel, that will allow you to maneuver a lot easier. Should be very agile. And also the tire being smaller in general should help with agility as well. It has a similar battery range to the One Wheel Plus, which actually is phased out now. I don't even think they're on. You can buy a Plus off the One Wheel site anymore, which was kind of surprising. That it seems like they just cut it, as opposed to, hey, here's a blowout on our Pluses, get a good deal. But I think that they are not. Yeah, it's not even listed on their site as something you can buy right now. So that was a little bit surprising. But like I said, battery range similar to a Plus, which is 6 to 8 miles. But the most shocking thing about the Pint is the cost. It actually comes in under $1,000, which is something evidently Future Motion has been shooting for a long time. List price of $950. They had a deal for people that bought in the first 48 hours where you would get like a free fender and some other throw-ins, free shipping. But the thing is and I don't think it was apparent from what I heard from some people, when you would go in there and you would get this deal and you'd be like, okay, man, I want to get in. I want to be the first people to get a pint. I'm going to get this great deal. I'm going to order. And oh, by the way, it's not brought to your attention at all before you buy it that they're not actually shipping until the end of May. So they're not shipping for 2 months yet. So that's kind of a bummer, but good things come to those that wait, I guess. But I'm just trying to think some other cool things with the pint. That the styling is a little bit more modern, looks a little bit more polished. It has a smart LED on the top of the board. One of the things that's a little bit annoying with the one wheel is the only LED, or I shouldn't say that, the only LED that gives you any information is the LED that's around the power button. It will flash in different durations to indicate how low the battery is. On the one wheel pint, there's a light bar on the top of the board, so you can actually see it when you're riding. Obviously on an XR or a Plus, you can't see that LED when you're riding, but on the pint you can, and it gives you information. It will light up if it detects foot pressure on the sensors, and also will be a battery indicator, so you can just look down at a glance and have an idea of what battery you've left. So I think that's a really cool feature as well. So I'm excited about the pint, but it's interesting. When it was released, there was a lot of pushback from people, especially on the one wheel forum on Facebook that I participate in. A lot of experienced riders were really disappointed. They wanted something done more with the high-end boards, with the one wheel XR. The one wheel XR is a great product, but it does definitely have some shortcomings, like a lack of consistent water resistance. There's some other known bugs like capacitors getting knocked loose in the system board. The ferrite bead that goes around the wire harness to the front LED gets loose and rattles, and there's a whole bunch of things that could be fixed on the XR. So people were kind of disappointed that this announcement had nothing to do with the XR, and a lot of people dismissed the pint as being like a toy, because it's smaller. Obviously, it's not horribly smaller, but it is smaller. And people dismissed it as being a toy. They were really negative about it, and But personally, for me, I think it's a brilliant move. Getting the price point down so you get the one wheel experience in the hands of more people. $1,800 or $1,900 for a one wheel XR is a lot of money, man. So being able to come in and get in on the one wheel experience for $950, that is a huge game changer. And my thought process is if it does translate into a lot of sales for Future Motion, all that should do is hopefully benefit everybody. They'll have more money in the coffers. Hopefully they can spend more on R&D, maybe implement some of the improvements in the pint into the XR line, in the future. So I think it's a great move personally. So I don't know how many people out here are one wheelers, but I'm excited about the pint. Definitely excited. Oh, one other cool feature with a pint, because it's smaller, it obviously weighs less, but it also has a magnetic flip out handle, that when you're not using it, it tucks in against the body, but when you need it, you just grab it and you got a convenient handle to lift it. And because it's lighter, it's not nearly as difficult to transport as an XR, so it might be nicer for people that are using a pint as a commuter device, to ride to the bus or ride to the train. It'd be a lot easier to handle. Seems it, at least. And with the launch event, there were a number of people, YouTube influencers, that got their hands on it. I saw Jesse. What's his last name? Is it Underwood? I don't know. I saw his video on the pint, where they got to actually ride the device, and all the feedback I heard was very, very good. But of course, I guess you would expect that because they were given special dispensation. But still, I don't know. It looks like a good product to me. That's my opinion. And it's funny, I mentioned in the video today, I was getting a video I did, I guess it was last weekend, where it was titled something like "My Thoughts on the One-Wheel Pint." And that's basically what I did. I kind of recanted what I just said just now as I was riding around, but I had some guy that was really coming down on me, like I was being misleading, and like I was clickbaiting, acting like I actually had a one-wheel pint already or something, which I went back and forth with him a little bit to try to get a better understanding of why he actually thought that, but I really never got a clear answer. So just to be clear, I do not have a one-wheel pint, for the record. Okay, let me just give a quick check the chat here. Okay, Heist says your godchild lives in Austria. Okay. You went there and you went skiing for the day. Okay, awesome. Randy Wentworth from Texas. Hello, Randy. How you doing? Split Rock Productions. Glad I bought an XR then. So you're glad you bought the XR. Why? Because of range? Motor-wise, I didn't actually mention the motor. The pint, I believe, and again, I don't have hard numbers. I should have probably gotten those ahead of time, but I believe the strength-wise, the pint and the one-wheel XR motor are very, very similar as far as output. So it's gonna be a powerful wheel. Oh, the other difference is the listed top speed on a one-wheel XR is 19 miles an hour. On the pint, it's 16 miles an hour. So the only thing I'm curious about is if they're going to start tipping you back 5 miles below the speed limit as they do with the XR. I would hope not. I hope they're not tipping you at 11. But like I said, the posted top speed for the pint is 16 as opposed to 19. So it's slower, but I don't think it's meant to be a speed demon device. I rarely ride my XR more than 15 miles an hour, to be honest with you. It's very, very rare. So Split Rock says that seeing the pint got you stoked on the XR. Okay, yeah, XR is awesome. It really is awesome. Overrip says, I think that the pint has a lot of good features, but the most important one, the range, is not there in order to keep it at a low price. Yeah, that's absolutely true. I mean, the most expensive parts of any PEV are, well, the most expensive part is always the batteries, followed by the motor, I would assume. But yeah, that's definitely true. And some people, well, a lot of people are acting like, okay, well, I guess 6 to 8 miles is all you're going to ever be able to get out of that thing. But I would question that. The one-wheel aftermarket business is very, very robust and very, very creative. And there's tons of products out there already to increase your range on the Plus. Which again has a 6 to 8 mile range, but they have external battery pack options for the Plus, which people came up with, and I would not be surprised if they eventually do something similar with a pint. These people are smart and they're creative, so I would not bet that it'll be limited to 6 to 8 miles forever. Just my prediction. William Firupu, hey guys, I have a 360 video of me and my monster, fun ride, yeah? Do you have the Insta 360? Insta 360X? That's the new one, I guess? I see lots and lots of those videos nowadays. Everybody seems to have one of those cameras. Okay, Randy, as you can see in the background, you see me riding on my Ninebot 1E Plus probably about 3 years ago. Randy asked, did you ever have a Ninebot 1E Plus suddenly shut off? No warnings or beeps. Happened to me twice now, and I've read of others on the EUC.org forum. Just wondering what your experience has been. No. And the short answer is no. But I have heard of that happening as well. But usually when that happens, it's an overpower situation. You're either, you're braking aggressively, you're climbing a hill aggressively. That could cause an unexpected shut off. In your situation, when did it shut off? Were you doing anything that would be taxing the system at all? Taxing the motor? Because any situation I've heard, it always was accompanied by a high power draw situation. William has the Insta361 camera. Congratulations. I still don't have one. I still don't really have a strong desire to get one. So okay, I can get some of my pint information here just by scrolling down. 6 to 8 miles, 16 miles an hour, small, light, and nimble. Yes, absolutely. Saw one of their promo videos. On launch day, they had this all over the internet. Oh, that's the other thing. I think that's the last thing that caught my attention with the pint was they are introducing something called simple stop technology. One of the most challenging things for new one-wheel riders, and I can definitely raise my hand for that because I cracked my head 3 times doing it, is learning how to stop correctly. With a XR or a Plus or an original one wheel, the way it works is the front pad on a one wheel has sensors on it, 2 sensors. So let's say that these are my 2 sensors. And the way that it knows that a rider is on there and ready to go is you put your foot across both sensors. Okay, once both sensors are engaged, the one wheel knows that you're ready to ride. You just bring the board up to around level and it'll start balancing you. So the way that you're supposed to dismount is you relieve pressure on one of those 2 sensors. And that proves to be challenging for a lot of new riders, including myself. Because as you're shifting your weight on those sensors, you have to try to keep the board more or less still as well. And that can be really hard to do, believe me. So anyways, with the pint, it has this simple stop technology and it's something that can be turned on or off. So people were freaking out right away thinking, oh my God, I don't want to have to do it that way. You don't have to do it that way. You can still stop the same way you do on an XR or a Plus. But if you have this simple stop technology turned on, basically you just roll slowly and then you just stop and just reverse directions like an inch or 2. As soon as it detects that reverse in direction, it will shut off. So that's a cool feature and it's a good idea because that is definitely a sticking point for a lot of one-wheel new riders. Okay, so the one wheel is 27 inches long, the pint. There's that handle I was talking about, the magnetic handle. There's the little LED that detects pad sensors, pad sensor pressure, and battery life. Simple stop dismount technology. Just see if I missed anything. It's the same hypercore brushless motor. Sounds very impressive, doesn't it? Same hypercore brushless motor. Oh, and they're also one other thing they're doing with the pint is they're getting away from the old Future Motion practice of making everything blue. All their boards were blue from the original one wheel to the one wheel XR. Everyone was blue. Now with the pint, they are going in a different direction where you can have 3 different colors for the board itself. I think it's like, and a lot of people, a lot of hardcore riders will say, "Oh, that's so dumb," color coordinated fenders and bumpers. But yet you see all the time people posting pictures of their tricked out one wheels, that often have color coordinated parts on it. So I think it's cool that they're doing it. They're probably charging you more than they need to for that option, but I think it's cool. I actually ordered a set of olive green fenders for my XR about March 5th. I ordered them, and it's ironic. I ordered them and I was doing my bills and I'm looking at my receipts and I'm like, why? What the heck? It's been 3 weeks and I don't even have a ship notice on these. So I sent an email to Future Motion and I said, hey guys, what's going on with this order? Well, actually, you know what? When I went to check the order. That's right. I went to check the order on the Future Motion site, put in my order number and my email address, which is all I need. It said no order found. And I'm like, what? So I emailed them and said, hey guys, I ordered this. I paid for it. Here's my information. What's going on? And then like an hour later, I got a ship notice. So yeah, I guess someone dropped the ball there. That was kind of weird. But anyways. Oh, excuse me. All right. So Randy said, went down the wrong way. Randy said in regards to his Ninebot 1 cutting out on him, it was just straight riding. Was it a low battery condition? How's your battery? Well, that is odd. I mean, I've heard of Ninebot 1s, you know, the system board's going on them, but if a system board went, it would go and it would not go again. So, I don't know. That's weird. William, sounds like a short somewhere maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Randy, you could. I mean, you could. They're easy enough to open up. You can easily open up the Ninebot 1E Plus and take a look. Make sure all your connections are good. I'm curious, when it died on you, like, were you able to just turn it right back on, or was it dead until you charged it again? Or it's interesting, but it is scary when that happens. When that kind of stuff happens, you know, it shakes your trust in the wheel. You know, because then you start thinking like, well, okay, well, when is this going to die? When I'm going top speed? I mean, I can understand hesitancy. And that's actually, there's another situation like that we'll be talking about a little bit later. Hunka says, the Pint looks like a nice, nimble ride. Yeah, it is. I mean, well, I don't have first-hand knowledge, but it sure looks it. And it's surely more portable than a one-wheel XR. So I think it's going to do really well. And I hope it does. Yeah, price is almost half of what a one-wheel XR is. Almost half. Randy says both times it was about half battery, maybe a PMS. You mean the BMS, the battery management system? Yeah, it's hard to say, maybe. But like I said, it doesn't cause anything to pop the side off and just, you know, reseat all your connections. Just make sure everything's good. Make sure nothing looks burned or odd. Nothing looks heat stressed underneath, you know, which could cause a intermittent problem. Yeah, I would definitely take a look, because it should not be doing that. So Randy said, first thing I did was open it up, back up. First time I had to connect to power to get it to turn back on. Second time, turn back on with the power button. Yeah, yeah. Hunka mentioned that it could be an old battery issue. Yeah, well, yeah. When the batteries in those do start to degrade, they can go from showing, you know, 50% to 5% sometimes, depending on what condition it's in. So that's a possibility as well. But you would think you would get a beep of some sort, or a tilt back or something. So get that checked out. Fit Farm Chick, who's that? Oh, that's Cindy. Yeah, that's right. You look hot in those glasses. Happy anniversary, 6 years. Yeah, well, if you go back and watch the beginning of the stream, I gave you a shout out. You missed it, though. You're out there partying with Aunt Cecilia in the RV. But I might need a bathroom break at some point. I got my big water. You know what happens when I drink big waters. Hunka says, oh, Randy, okay, so yeah, so that was a refurb off eBay. Yeah, Randy, so you really don't know. Yeah, I mean, you really don't know the condition of that pack. So I don't know what a Ninebot 1E Plus battery pack runs nowadays. They used to not be cheap at all. I would assume that they're less now, but. Heist says, no Zima. No, I do have 2 Zimas in the fridge, but as I mentioned briefly at the beginning of the stream, we had the baby shower yesterday with a lot of people, and I drank a lot of beer for me. I drank a complete 6-pack of Miller Lite and a Budweiser as well. And that's a lot for me. So I feel a little toxic after drinking all that stuff, so I'm not really looking to drink anymore tonight. You know, I drink, you know, once every month and a half, once every 2 months even, not a lot. And usually, like a situation like that, like it's weird. There's a weird irony with my activities on YouTube and my real life activities. In YouTube, yeah, I'm basically sharing everything, and I'm talking constantly to people. In my real life, like in a situation where there's a lot of people around, I don't really like talking. I'm terrible at small talk. Certain people I just click with, and I can talk easily, but the majority of people no. So one way I get around that somewhat is by alcohol. So that's that was effective yesterday. But like I said, I feel gross after drinking that much. All right, so we got enough about the pint. I'm happy to talk about the pint as much as you want, but yeah, the pint is cool. Hunka Hunka says, unless you can change out the bad cells and re-electro-weld things back together, I think NB packs around 250. Yes? Oh, Auntie Cecilia? Okay, we're going to take a break. Auntie Cecilia is going to come in here. Huh? Are you going to both? Okay. They're going to give me an early bathroom break, and you guys can get to meet Cindy and Auntie Cecilia. Do you need your sunglasses? These lights are going to bother you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Auntie Cecilia, and I mentioned you earlier as well. Auntie Cecilia is here from Peoria, Illinois.
Watch your step, though.
Yep.
Come
You ready?
The other way?
I'm going to go this way.
Okay, you can. Okay. Should I type?
Sure. No, you can just...
You did
Oh,
the
it's
typing.
bright.
Yeah,
Okay,
just
wait.
Just look to the right
She
there.
has to get in here. There.
Yeah.
Oh, there. Yeah. Can we see you? How much?
There I
should I go?
am.
There
Yeah,
she
you
is.
did the typing.
Okay, so I'm not thinking I'm cool or anything. I just can't handle that light.
Wait a
Do you
minute.
want to sit?
Well,
I don't need to type, I guess. People
you,
say, wait.
do you want me to do the typing?
Oh, hi. Hi, Hunka Hunka. This is my Aunt Cecilia. Just lean in here.
Yes.
Okay, so
Now.
our story, she started looking
Let me
for...
kneel
Oh,
and see if that's
Is that
better.
okay, or can you...
Yeah.
Okay, wait, but you gotta get in. Let's move this chair.
Yeah, let's move
This
the
chair
chair.
is colossal, but be careful with moving it because we don't want to. Okay, are you in there? Let's just lean in.
Okay.
We're gonna kneel. Sean's chair's too big, and if we move it, the green screen goes down.
Yeah.
All right, so how quickly can you do it? Because he's gonna be done peeing.
Okay, I did the Ancestry DNA test, and I found out that my father was not
Your father.
not the person listed on my birth certificate. So then I found out that I belonged to my sister's family, which is her mother.
My mother.
But they didn't know anything
And you
about
thought
me.
she was like a cousin or something, just a
Yeah,
distant
at
relative.
first I
Yeah.
thought she was a cousin, and then whenever
There's like
she
7
did
brothers
test,
and- yeah.
whenever she tested, she had more shared DNA than the others in the family that had tested.
And my mom
So
tested
she's
at the same
definitely-
time,
Definitely,
Which I never
sister.
posted that video, but turns out on my mom's birthday, I told her she's got a
Yes.
sister. I've always
Yes.
wanted an aunt, and now I have an awesome aunt, the sweetest aunt in the world, and it's just wonderful. So I know you guys are probably bored and people are writing things.
Yeah.
Hi, Sissy. Hunka Hunka's always so nice.
Yeah.
Hi.
Oh, hi, Hunka
Cuter
Hunka.
people now. Aw, you guys are so sweet.
So since around December when we found out that she was going to have another addition to the family,
Yes.
we've been planning
We've been
a party,
plotting.
and I came down from Peoria yesterday for the party, and I will be going back to Peoria
Well,
Tuesday.
Wait, I flew her down. I was trying to keep the surprise from Katie, but I'm not good with that. But I didn't tell my mom. So there'll be footage on my Fit Farm Chick YouTube channel about them meeting for the first time and stuff once I get around to it.
And also,
But-
I have a YouTube channel.
Oh, Auntie Cecilia.
Yeah,
I think Sean's,
crocheting with Auntie Cecilia.
if y'all want to learn that, I think you could do it while you're on.
Right.
Yeah, right?
Or tea time with Auntie Cecilia. I've
You
got
might be able
both
to
of
do it
them.
on a Dualtron, but maybe not.
Yeah.
No, you could totally do
Yeah,
it. All right, so Sean's back, and I'm sure we have bored you guys, but lived in Illinois. Oh, she's from Peoria. How do you like Florida?
I love Florida. I am a Southern girl by birth,
Yeah.
but I have lived in Illinois for the last 26 years.
And I didn't let Sean tell everybody my daughter was pregnant for the longest time, but she is officially, she just realized today. She's 8 months pregnant today. And today is actually our 6-year anniversary, Sean and I. And yesterday, besides being the baby shower day, was also my 30-year anniversary of when I joined the Air Force. So, big weekend. Crazy stuff going on. Love you all. We're leaving.
Bye.
Okay.
Thanks.
They're so nice. Oh, they're so nice.
Everybody's nice.
They are. Yeah, they
Of
are so
course.
sweet.
They're sweet and nice.
They're like cuter people on screen now. Oh yeah.
Well, there you go. I bet you weren't expecting to get an Auntie Celia guest appearance. But yep. And she actually has like a computer background. Like she still plays games, but she used to like play. She even played World of Warcraft, believe it or not. So yeah, her and her husband both enjoy video games, which is kind of cool. She's in her 70s. All right. Okay, I'm just scrolling back up here. Okay, so Randy said you only paid $230 for your Ninebot 1E Plus. Yeah, it definitely sounds like you probably have a suspect battery pack. So if you get a new one, I bet it'll ride a lot better. Hunka asks, are we going to let Auntie C try the Dualtron? No, she doesn't have interest in riding our personal electric vehicles, but she likes watching us do it. At the baby shower yesterday, I had out the Backfire Ranger and the Segway Mini Pro, and the kids and stuff, and some of the younger people were riding them around the backyard. And then the funny thing is Cindy's ex-husband was here, Katie's half-brother. She has two half-brothers and a half-sister, and they were here, and they were riding everything around quite a bit. And at the end of the party, I said, hey, and they loved the Mini Pro. They were riding Cindy's Mini Pro, the one with the bigger tires. But at the end of it, I asked Cindy to ask her ex-husband and his wife if they cared if we offered them my Mini Pro, the black Mini Pro. So they said, sure, yeah, sure, if you're not using it. And I don't ride it ever, really. So we gave it to them at the end of the party. So now we got a text message today that they've been riding the Mini Pro like all day today, which evidently is a good thing, because from what Cindy's ex-husband says, like the boys, especially the one boy, like doesn't ever want to leave the house. So this is a major achievement for him to get outdoors to ride a Mini Pro, like I am right there in the video. That's the one that we gave away. It's good to share the love, you know. Auntie Cecilia's YouTube channel is Tea Time with Auntie Cecilia. Let me see if I can. Because I'm subscribed to her, so let me give you the link. She has a lot of videos with her cat. Let's see, subscriptions. Yeah, she does stuff with crocheting. She loves her cats. But evidently she has two channels now. Wow, she must be growing. Right, here's okay. I got the link for her one. The channel that I'm subscribed to, I didn't even know about the crocheting one, but that is Auntie Cecilia's channel right there. And yes, Cindy needs subscribers as well. If you go to Cindy's is easy to remember. Hers is youtube.com/fitfarmchick. I'll put that up on the screen as well. And I always have Cindy's YouTube channel. It's in my the description of all my videos, if you guys are ever wondering. That's Cindy's right there. Auntie Cecilia thinks that EUC. Hunka asked, what does Auntie Cecilia think about the EUCs? She likes them. She thinks they're cool. She thinks they're cool. Hunka asked, why am I streaming? Well, I did ask for permission, but Cindy figured, you know, because Auntie Cecilia is here anyways, so we're gonna you know, go out to dinner or whatever next weekend for our anniversary. So yeah, this weekend it was just crazy work, man. All the prep. I took off Friday, and I also took off tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow as well, and I'm glad I did. Like Friday, I just busted my ass all day long, and then you know, all the prep for the party. The party's at 2 p.m. and then after the last person left, we were outside into dark trying to get some stuff cleaned up. And then this morning, most of the morning was taken up cleaning up stuff. It's just been a ton of work. So yeah. All right. So now I just want to talk about one other product that was announced since my last live stream, and that was the KingSong 16X. which is KingSong's new 16-inch wheel. And once again, it's like Kuji is becoming like the go-to guy for new product launch, I guess, because he's in China, and I guess he must have some sort of relationship with Jason, I guess, because I think Jason was mentioned in the video, I think. But let me see if I can get this in here, get this in the stream, and just you can tell me what you think. Personally, I was very, very impressed. I had said that I wasn't interested in any new EUCs, and well, now I may be interested in a new EUC because I don't have a 16-inch EUC right now. And right here, let's stop this one. Okay, I got the sound off. That's the 16X. Looks very cool. From the side, if you get a good look at the side profile, when I first saw the side profile, the first thing that came to my mind was the Rockwell GT16. It kind of reminded me of that from the side a little bit, not totally, but there definitely was a resemblance. But the specs on it are great. I think it has a similar. I thought I just stopped this one. Has a similar 2,000 watt motor to the 18L. It might be the same motor, maybe. Oh yeah, and this was very impressive. Like these climbs, like Kuji didn't even want to try it at first because it was so steep, a 37-degree incline. So yeah, I thought this was a very interesting visual. So then I guess one of the KingSong guys is like, hey, let me show you how it's done. Of course, he probably weighs 110 pounds, but yeah, right up. No problem. And I think another part of that hill was, I think they showed a 49-degree angle, which sounds insane. And there goes Kuji trying to get up there. Oops. Oh, okay. Yeah, he made it. I think there's some video later of him like falling quite a bit, actually. But what I was going to say is the 16X also 47 degrees. There you go. That's crazy, man. Wow. I thought only Gotway did impressive climbs like that, but that is pretty damn impressive. But the 16X, I think, is also supposed to have a similar battery capacity to the 18XL. You know, a 15 to 1600 watt-hour battery, which sounds pretty awesome to me. Has LED lights that kind of remind me a little bit of the Z10. You know, the lighting is pretty cool. I'm trying to think feature-wise. What else feature-wise? But he beat the hell out of this thing. I mean, they had him take it over really, really rough terrain. Sand, stones. It was, I mean, look at that. I mean, that looks like some of the rougher stuff that you know, Marty chews through. I'm curious what it will come in price-wise, but I definitely... I up until seeing this, I've had no interest in any new EUC short term because I didn't really need one, but I don't have any 16-inch wheels. Again, if I can rehome my M Super V3, I could see plopping a 16X on the stand that it's sitting on. I think it'd be kind of awesome. So yeah, what did you guys think of the 16X? If this is news to you, curious to hear your impressions. If you're on the forum, you probably saw this already, but it seems like a very, very cool wheel to me. Okay, let's remove that. And let's resume that. Okay. All right, scrolling down, catching up on chat. Heist, you're waiting for the Nikola. So you think the Nikola is more appealing than the 16X? I personally do not. I do not. I think the Nikola's dimensions are very, very unorthodox. The width of it. It looks cool. I mean, I think it's a cool looking wheel, but my personal preference is to have something a little bit more nimble. And I think that the 16X, if it has the power of an 18L or an 18XL and a similar battery capacity, that's going to be a killer combo if you ask me. But we shall see. Well, the Nikola obviously is going to be released sooner. I have not heard a release date for the 16X. Did not see that yet. but it definitely looks promising to me. So, okay, let me look at my notes here quick. Got that. One wheel pint, talked about that. Okay, I was watching, you like the beefier casing and you like the larger wheel. Okay. Larger as in diameter or thickness of the tire? Yeah, Nikola is I'm sure that's going to be a fun wheel as well. But as far as fit and finish, and I don't know, I just trust KingSong. You know, after owning one now for quite a while, my 18L, I really am impressed. It's like a clock, man. It just works. Good power, smooth, with the larger pedals. It's really comfortable to ride. I'm a big fan. So I caught some of the diameter of the tire. Well, it's listed as isn't it listed as a 17-inch, the Nikola? I think it's listed as a 17-inch. So yeah, it's bigger, diameter-wise. I don't know if it's tremendously bigger, but it's bigger. Daniel Montenegro says, I put in my pre-order for the 16X and now it's 500, not anymore. So Daniel, you put that in with e-wheels? He's taking pre-orders? Let me look. It was 200 before for pre-orders. I know when he did that big round of pre-orders for 18Ls and Ninebot Z10s and MSXs. Let's look. Let's see what Jason is up to here. Oh, 500 for a pre-order for, okay. So he has pre-orders for the Nikola as well up there. See, I hadn't been on his site in a couple weeks. Okay. Okay, so you have a pre-order. Yeah, I wonder why he upped the deposit. The only reason I would think that he would up the deposit is he had people backing out, maybe? I don't know. I don't really get that. Pre-order, oh boy. Pre-order price of $19.90, almost $2,000 for the KingSong 16X. It has a 3-inch wide tire, by the way. That's monster size. That's a beefy tire in a 16-inch wheel. Almost $2,000 though, really. Wow. That's more than I paid for my 18L. But it has a 1600 watt battery, so my 18L only had a 1000 watt battery, so yeah, I guess I can understand it. But man, the prices of EUCs just keep going up and up and up. All right, let's see what a Nikola price is. Pre-order price for Nikola. $49 more, $19.99. So you're paying about the same money for Nikola as a 16X. Nikola again, a 2000 watt motor. Nikola again, a 1600 watt hour battery. So spec wise, I mean, they're almost identical. But just looking at them side by side, I still, here, I guess I could, there's no reason I can't share with you guys what I'm looking at. Okay, so here's the Nikola. $500 pre-order. Yeah, I am curious why the pre-order amount has gone up. That's not chump change. $200, you know, people can come up with relatively easily. 500 is a little bit more significant. So I'm not quite sure what the thinking is there. So let's go to no. I just want to bring the 16X back up again for you. 16X. Right there you can kind of get the side profile. I like the way that looks. I like the way that looks more than the Nikola. Just taste-wise, I prefer the way that looks. 2000 watt motor, 1600 watt battery pack. And customers eligible for a free 5 amp rapid charger. Those of you that are looking to buy from me wheels, I always have in my description, I always have a URL. It's an affiliate link. You know, if you feel like buying from eWheels and you want to use my affiliate link, you're always welcome to do so. Benefits the channel, so I always would appreciate that. Oops, just looking at the specs here. 51.8 pounds. Heavy. So that is that's interesting. Did you, Daniel, when you put in your pre-order with eWheels, what did he give you a time frame when he's expecting them? Because hopefully it's not like last time. Last time that he did all these pre-orders and it was like 3 months, maybe more. You gave money and then your wheel actually showed up. I hope it's not that long of a lead time this time. But what kind of ETA did you get, if any? Yes, Heiss says 2,000 US. Yes, you are right. So Heiss, are wheels over there typically more than what you would pay in the United States? I have no idea. Technically, you're probably closer to China than I am. Gadget House says he wishes he was waiting for the 16X over the KS18L. Looks way better. I agree. It does look better. I think it does. And I like the way that the 18L looks and the 18XL looks, but it's very clean and classic looking, but there's nothing like visually impactful, I would say, with an 18L or 18XL. I would say that is not the case with the 16X. I think that is that's a cool looking wheel. I like it. Definitely like it. Definitely could see me owning one at some point. I'm not sure when. Daniel says June or July for your 16X. Well, if you're given June or July, I would bet on July. So that's, let's see, April, May, June, July. 3 to 4 months. 3 to 4 months. Yeah, I mean, I did that with the 18L. I did the pre-order. I'm not going to do that again. I don't think. I find it difficult to put out a good chunk of money and then wait that long. I think I obviously have enough things to entertain me that I can just wait until they are available enough that he actually has some in stock, or at least that the lead time isn't quite so big. So I think I'll sit and wait, and also give a little bit of time if there are any initial problems with the wheels, that those kind of things can get sorted out as well, because that does happen. 18L have those problems. Some other manufacturers obviously have had those problems. Inmotion, Segway. So sometimes it's not a bad thing to wait a little bit. So that's what I plan to do. Gadget House, you're not good at waiting. Yeah, that's the thing. It's tough. It's tough being in a hobby where you can't just you can't Amazon things. With my 3D printing hobby, I can see a printer. If it's on Amazon, I can get it in 2 days. That's beautiful. With EUCs, not so much. Be great if you had that kind of availability, but that just is not the case. So Heiss says you have a 21% VAT tax. Okay, so you say you pay about the same amount in US dollars, but in euros. So overall, you pay about 5 to 10% more for wheels over there. Okay, in Belgium. Heiss says he paid €21.99 for his M Super V3 a year ago. Daniel says I wanted the rapid charger and it's free for the first 50 orders. Yeah, that's a good deal. I'm kind of back and forth with the fast charger though, because I have heard some people say that it's, although you can do it, charging at 5 amps, and obviously it saves a lot of charge time. I have heard some people say that the trade-off is that you're potentially negatively affecting battery life by doing that. So in my situation, I'd be fine just charging slower, because there's very rarely a situation where I'm hard pressed for time to charge my wheels. So yeah, I don't know. I had got a fast charger with my scooter with a Dualtron from Jason, and it's cool to be able to charge faster. But I'm to be honest, I've dialed back the charging rate just because I have read stuff about the potential negative side effects from fast charging. So just my opinion. Oh, Heist. Okay, so you agree? Yeah, fast charging is not good in the long term. That's exactly what I heard as well. So even though I have a 5 amp charger for the Dualtron, I dial it back to it's adjustable, which is nice. Not only can you, that's the other thing with the 5 amp charger, even if you don't want to charge at 5 amps, you can dial it back to 2 amps. I think the settings are 2, 3, 4, and 5. But you can also set it to only charge to a certain percentage because like with lithium batteries, a lot of times the general rule of thumb is you don't want to charge them to full necessarily for maximum battery life. And with the fast charger, you can charge to 70, is it 80, 90, 100, or 70, 80, 90, 100. And the advice I got on that was it's good to only charge to 90%, 9 out of every 10 charges. Again, for maximum battery life. So I have been adhering to that on the Dualtron. With my other wheels, I don't have a variable charger, so I just let it charge to full, and I'm rolling the dice, I guess. But I'm only charging them at 2 amps or whatever the stock charger speed is. So Heist, you're saying if you're going to fast charge, it's better to only fast charge to 80% as opposed to fast charging to 100. Okay. Well, that could be a happy compromise, I guess. But again, like I mean, if I'm charging overnight, and I don't have a need, like if I was commuting daily on it, maybe I'd need to charge it faster. But that's not like my situation. But some people, that might be a good thing. So okay, so where were we? After we got sidetracked on eWheel, I always check the eWheel site before I do a stream, and I always forget. Just too busy. All right, there we go. Okay, so anyways, the gist, or the we're already an hour in. The main thing I wanted to talk about this week, I was partially involved in this, but it's funny. Earlier this week, I was watching Ian's stream, and Ian was talking about this, and I don't think he got as specific about it. But basically, Ian said he was re-emphasizing his opinion that when you're riding at any speed faster than what you can run out, so maybe 15 miles an hour, whatever, you're doing so at your own risk. And he is not one like me mostly that thinks it's a great thing that the community is passing around all these videos of guys riding wheels at the beep, riding at the upper limits of the capabilities of these wheels. And lately, in the last couple of weeks, there's been examples of people doing that and crashing at that speed, which is extremely dangerous. Extremely dangerous not only to themselves, but potentially to others. And that's the part that really sticks in my craw is the risk that they're imposing on other people. But it's ironic. 2 weeks ago, one of the things I mentioned was there was a video of a guy in the UK, and I'm not going to say his name. I don't remember his name, to be honest with you. But he was riding on I think it was a one-lane road on his monster 100-volt, and he passed a guy on a gas scooter, and he was like weaving in and out of traffic, and he was complaining because a car like cut him off or something. But he was driving recklessly. He was riding recklessly, in my opinion. And now, less than 2 weeks later, I saw on the Facebook group. Let me just bring this up for myself. And I'm sure a lot of you guys know who I'm talking about. Yeah. Oh, link is broken. Really? No, can't be. Did he pull it down? Is that possible? Okay, there it is. No, it's not pulled down. Here, let me see if this will work. If this will work on the stream. I don't think it will, because I think you have to be a member to see this. So I don't think it'll work. But no, it does not work. Okay. But anyways, This same guy, he posted on the Speedy Feet One Wheel group the title of there's pictures of his monster beat to hell. The whole front end's ripped out. It's like half split open. There's a bunch of wires hanging down. And then there's pictures of his bloody knee, bloody elbow. And evidently he also damaged his very expensive Rolex that he was wearing. And the post says, Gotway mangled me. Just decided to cut out while riding at 30 miles an hour. So I guess since he was riding, and I'm not sure what he was using to track speed. Maybe one of you guys know. I don't know if that question was asked, because I mean the thread is way, way long, and I don't have time to go through it all, but I'm not sure how he was tracking his speed to determine he was going 30 miles an hour. But I guess because he's gone faster in the past, he was angry that it cut out on him going 30 miles an hour. And I just thought it was very ironic when that happened, but not only did he hurt himself, he smashed the shit out of his wheel, messed up his Rolex, but he also said that his monster hit a house, I guess, and did some sort of damage to a house as well, that he has to pay for. So he was really, really down on EUCs now. I guess he has like a high-speed scooter, and he describes himself as a speed demon. So he got a very painful and potentially expensive lesson of the dangers of putting that much trust in a single-wheeled electric device underneath him. I'm just browsing through here. So anyways, yeah, a lot of the back and forth was, I guess, just him. I guess his point was that it shouldn't. There's Gotway wheels are terrible, and there's something wrong with his wheel, because he could normally go 40 and he's only going 30, and it cut out on him. And who knows the circumstance. I actually did ask a question, and I was curious, because I thought he said that it was right off the charger, and I wonder if he had got into a regen situation. Like, because I don't know how many of you are familiar, but if you have an electric device like an EUC or a one wheel, it's also a problem with the one wheel. If you come right off the charger and you go down like a steep hill that generates regen and it overcharges the battery, that can cause you like the same problem as having a dead battery. And I was curious if that potentially happened to this guy. If maybe he was going down hills, because he lives in the UK. There's obviously a lot of hilly terrain. And that would be one explanation, because I never heard a complete explanation of what would cause it, or whatever the final result was. I don't know if any of you guys have heard anything beyond that, but I did not. So I thought that was kind of ironic that the guy that was kind of riding recklessly wound up eating it not so long afterwards. Let me just check back in here. Heist says use a charge doctor. I heard the rumor the guy stopped making them. I do have a charge doctor, actually, that I got with one of my wheel purchases a while ago, but it's only 3-pinned for 67 volts, so I can only use it on my 67 volt wheels, which at this point is only my M Super, actually. Everything else is 84 and above. David says, that is advice on battery charging I am going to follow. Thank you. Yeah, it is good advice, and it's if you want to maximize, like I said, a battery is the most expensive part of a personal electric vehicle, so you want to try to maximize the life of that as much as possible. Daniel says, Alien Rides posted a video with a crash of 40 miles an hour on an MSX. Really? You don't say. Because actually that is the biggest part of my my safety talk today. And in the EUC community, being a safety advocate, depending on the company that you're keeping, can be somewhat frowned upon. People don't like being told that they should slow down, or they should be more careful around potential bystanders, obstacles, and stuff like that. Generally speaking, you'll get more negative than positive reaction to that. And I've been aware of that for a long time. But that video that Daniel was talking about, which I want to show here, it's not very long, because this was the basis of it. And I saw this in the electric unicycle forum. Someone had posted it there. So let's bring it up. Why we wear gear. And again, this is posted by Alien Rides. He does a good job. Like his stuff. All right, I'm gonna turn the sound on so you can hear it a little bit. I don't want to blow yours out. All right, let's play this. Let's stop. Right here. That's the guy's helmet. There he goes.
Hey, what's up, guys? We are just out here on our Saturday ride.
He's giving some backstory.
One of my buddies, unfortunately, just had a bit of a fall. On
Basically, this guy on an MSX.
Check out the footage.
I think it's a 100-volt MSX. Some guy on a very high-performance electric skateboard took off, and before you know it, it turned into a race. He was racing the guy in the electric skateboard. And this is in the San Francisco area, I believe. Yeah, the guy on the left is the guy that I don't know what kind of board it is, if it's DIY, but it's obviously fast as hell. So there he is, the guy in the MSX on the left. Accelerating, accelerating, accelerating. And there he goes. Pretty bad. So now, as I watch this, you know, the first thing that comes to my mind is, wow, that's a bad fall. I'm surprised he was able to pop up like that. As you'll see when we play the video some more, he's very well geared up. You know, knee pads. He's on like a leather motorcycle jacket. That's nice. Full face helmet, all that jazz. But after I determine he's okay, I'm looking at this scene, and it's a 2-lane road, each way. Traffic coming on the other side of the road, and the only barrier to that oncoming traffic is a painted line. There's nothing there. On the right are pedestrians on the sidewalk, riding bikes and walking. And this is a group of PEV riders in pretty close proximity. And what pops into my head is, wow, that could have been really, really dangerous. That could have hurt people. That could have hurt a lot of people, depending on the trajectory of that wheel when it went down. And the rider as well, and anyone else that could behind him that could have went down as well. It could have been awful. So let's continue. He shows this several times. So you get more angles of it. Yeah, it just cuts off, and he overpowers the wheel. Pedals dip. This motor cuts off, and it rolls. And it does not get. It gets close to the other lane. It doesn't quite get there. He shows it a lot. Crashes are always fun to watch. Oh yes, his wheel came this close to hitting a guy on a skateboard, right there. He almost hit him, and the guy on the skateboard was right by the painted yellow line, and he was hauling ass. And yeah, if he went down, could have been a train reaction. So, all right, everyone's okay. Yep, you're doing okay. You're doing okay. Yep, doing okay. There he is.
In half? Yeah. Savage. Man, your knee pad saved you for sure.
And, yeah, I think that's basically it. Everyone's just talking about him, how he's lucky that he's wearing gear, and yeah. So, anyways, I'm looking at this thread on the electric unicycle forum, and I'm scrolling down through the first page of responses, and everyone's like, "Oh man, good thing he's wearing gear. That was a bad crash," which is true. It is. I'm very glad he's wearing good gear because he could have really been injured. So I'm going through the whole page. Everyone just says, "Yep, good thing you're wearing gear. Good thing you're wearing gear." Get through a second page. Good thing you're wearing gear. Good thing you're wearing gear. Everyone comments on the gear. What you doing?
Just saying
No.
hi.
If I need a bathroom break, should I just Facebook
Do
you?
want one?
No, not yet.
Because we're listening to baby's heartbeat.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, text me, message me.
Yeah, well. Okay, so anyways, get through two pages on the forums, and not a single person points out that this was really irresponsible writing. You know, this was. I mean, to be blunt, it was dumb to do that. And it really rubbed me the wrong way. And I thought about it at first, because usually before you do anything electronic, whether it's a text message, it's an email, or posting on a forum, you should just give pause and think, because sometimes it's not always the best thing to just blurt out your initial reaction. So I did a little bit. I thought about it, and from past experience, I knew that there was going to be blowback by me pointing out that, hey, this is not the kind of behavior that we need in the ECU community. Unless we want to get EUCs banned, then it's great behavior. But I was dumbfounded that nobody else in all those comments pointed out the negligence in doing that. So let's see. I think I just wanted to see my initial thing that I said. I got to get to page 2. Where is it? Yeah, like some guys are joking about it. It just, I was like, really? No one's gonna hold him accountable for that. Okay. So what I said after thinking is the following. I agree it's great the rider was wearing good gear to protect him from the crash. However, unless I missed it, why is nobody talking about avoiding the crash in the first place by riding more responsibly? Holy shit, cars on the left, pedestrians on the right, and in a group ride in close proximity of other riders. And the rider is pushing an MSX to cut out speeds. I must just be the crazy one that thinks about these things. So once I said something along those lines, some other people that admittedly said that they were thinking the same things, but they didn't want to, I guess, verbalize it on the forum because of what I said. That it's generally looked upon as you're a party pooper if you want to point out that someone's doing something dangerous, And actually, Marty knows these guys. I guess he's ridden with these guys, and he was pretty defensive for these guys. Was sort of, it was more or less like a boys will be boys attitude, and that it was kind of a spur of the moment thing, just like the adrenaline's pumping. And he said in group rides that's a common thing. You get caught up in the moment, which I've seen it. I mean, I see it all the time in videos. The guys do that. It's like it's basically who's bigger, who's got the bigger one, and they'll throw rational thinking to the wind, and they will just go for it. So anyways, he did not quite agree with my viewpoint, which I know Marty enough that is his experience with a lot of things, that he is not the type to be overly critical of aggressive riding. And there's a number of comments, and I followed up again. I gave even more thought this time with my response, because there was a number of people that posted. And what I said, I quoted Marty's reply, but this was in general just addressing everything that was said afterwards. I said, Marty, I respect and appreciate your opinion, of course I do. And I said that I am sure that knowing them personally makes it harder to call out what was clearly irresponsible riding. I don't question their passion. I question knowingly riding in this manner in an environment that was clearly not safe for doing so. This wasn't an accident, meaning he didn't hit a rock, there wasn't a pothole, he didn't have an animal dart out in front of him, he just dropped the hammer. He got caught up in the moment. He is far from alone in this type of behavior. We see it more and more with the growth of EUC/PEV ownership. This behavior is reinforced when individuals receive tons of thumbs up, congratulations, and praise for riding at the machine limits. That happens all the time. I know this sort of stuff goes on constantly in group rides. That doesn't make it okay in my book. If you want to ride in an isolated environment at machine limits and you go down, that's fine. That is your risk tolerance. But when you do that in an environment where you could easily harm others that didn't sign up for that risk, I'm not okay with that and never will be. Hey, it would be a lot easier for me to just shut up and roll my eyes when I see yet another example of this sort of stuff going on and not point it out. But I continue to do so because it needs to be said, even if it only gives pause to a handful of individuals. And blah. So yeah, that's what I said. And there was more stuff after that, and the conversation kind of got, it got off topic, and people were just, I thought some people were being obtuse, to put it kindly, and not focusing on the issue, So, anyways, and it's weird because, I mean, in a way, I'm arguing about human behavior, which you're not going to change. I mean, look at the way people drive. Look at the guy in the motorcycle that thinks it's okay to pop a wheelie down a busy road in traffic. He'll ride a wheelie. Look at people, driving like assholes, zooming in and out, cutting people off. It happens all the time. It's human nature, and it's a losing battle for me to complain about human nature because it's not going to change. But to me, in this situation, there's a difference. They're not going to ban automobiles and motorcycles. Okay, there's not going to be a law that says you can no longer drive a car or a motorcycle. If we have enough incidents where people on PEVs do reckless behavior that harm other people, innocent bystanders, guess what? They're getting banned. And our hobby is going to really, really suffer as a result. I mean, there's already countries where there's very, very strict restrictions. We're lucky in the United States that those haven't hit us yet, but it's coming. And it's just this kind of situation is exactly what's going to cause that to happen. Regardless if it was a spur of the moment thing, regardless if it was just boys will be boys, it's going to affect us negatively. So that was my point. I don't know how you guys feel about it. But that was my point. Okay, I'm reviewing the chat here. Man, I'm hot. I don't know why I wore this baseball shirt. Too hot. Guy says a flying MSX is a cannonball. Exactly. That is my point. And I think actually Marty said that. There wasn't a big difference between someone that comes off a wheel at 20 miles an hour versus 40 miles an hour. I would beg to differ. I think there's a whole lot more potential energy in a device that comes off at 40 miles an hour. He was just lucky that it bounced. It bounced in such a way that it did not hit somebody else. But that was just luck of the draw. It was just I don't know. It was just lucky. Racing is for circuit only. Yeah, guys. Yeah, you got your racing circuit over there in Belgium. I need some of those videos. And I think I deleted the one that you sent me weeks ago of the guys is involved in like a Belgium EUC sports league sort of, and they were playing. Was it polo, or would you call it polo on EUCs? I don't remember if it was polo or like hockey almost on EUCs. It looked crazy. Too crazy. Jim's place, you're late. Oh, Jim's, you can't be late, man. Come on. Oh, LA Beast isn't here this week. That's too bad. No LA Beast. That's all right. So Guy says that we do speed riding on a kart circuit, and soon we are trying to go to a full race circuit. Yeah, that'll be pretty awesome. So, I mean, obviously, someone that's going to be racing on EUCs, they're going to be fully geared. Like, how many people do you have out on the course at once, guys? Because I would think that that is extremely perilous. All someone has to do is drag a pedal or touch a pedal, and they're going down. Guy says that what I described happened in the Netherlands. With someone getting hurt via a PEV accident. One grave accident a few months ago, and all PEV are grounded until laws are drawn up. It's a perfect example. But much as is often the case in the United States, we think that we are an island, and certain things don't apply to us that apply to other people. And unfortunately, we're going to continue to think that until that isn't the case, more than likely, based on past experience. Okay, Guy says it was polo wheel, so it was polo on EUCs. I would think that would be tough on the motors, all that stopping and starting. I mean, how often do people fall down? and crash when they're doing polo and EUCs. Where did my thing go? Just lost one of my coasters somehow. Yeah, it looked very, very dangerous. All right, so anyways, I'm looking for feedback from you guys on safety in EUCs, and do you think it's important, not important? Don't really have an opinion. Like I said, it's an uphill battle trying to talk about safety on EUCs, and I'm not perfect. I mean, obviously, I've done things that are less than ideal. People are not infallible. People make bad decisions. People make snap decisions that they would possibly not do if they thought about it a second time. But I guess it all starts with just awareness and what the potential consequences are. If something goes really, really bad for someone that's on an EUC or a scooter or a one wheel or whatever, that it's just, how things are in today's society with the internet. I mean, things just get traction like that. Just one bad video, it's everywhere. It's on everyone's mind, and lawmakers love to make snap decisions, and I don't want to see it happen. So that's why I continue to say something. That's just the right thing to do, in my opinion. Cindy, is that you, or are you listening to heartbeats still? Right, I'm gonna send a message to Cindy real quick here. I think they're in the bedroom listening to the baby's heartbeat. Okay, but yeah, that pretty much covers my show notes. Is that you?
I'm fine.
Okay, Cindy's coming.
Trying to get Katie out of the house but they're having so much fun.
Trying to get her out of the house?
Well, because she's gonna go stay there tonight, and I just wanted to make sure she gets home safe. Are you on? It looks like it's not on.
No, it's on.
There's no screen here.
Here, hold on. I just don't have it in the foreground.
So we're chatting on. Hi.
We're chatting about the guy that went 40 miles an hour and wiped out.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know about that. Did you tell me about that? On what vehicle?
On an EUC.
Wow.
He was racing some guy on a skateboard and went out.
55? Is it?
No, he was going 40.
Oh.
And he wiped out, but like I made a post on the electric unicycle forum because he was like in a big group ride and he was on a two-way traffic street, and he wiped out and he just missed hitting somebody else, and there was pedestrians on the right, and I just thought it was really, really like irresponsible.
Gosh,
people. About that.
That's crazy. Cart circuit. Didn't see what trying. Why is it timing out? Like it's.
No, it's fine. Just look at the chat.
Okay. Hi guys, I'm back. So he can, tinkle. He's a big man. He doesn't tinkle. He'll get mad at me for saying that, but. Oh wow. Gosh, why do people have to ruin it for everybody else? But there's always somebody who pushes the limits. You know what I mean? That's really sad. We are having the best weather here. It's like in the high 50s in the morning and high 70s in the afternoon. It's really cool. Hi everybody. Nobody's talking to me. Okay. Well, when I went 40 miles per hour, I thought I was going to lose it. Did not feel very comfortable. Oh, Alien Rights was. I'll have to watch that. Oh, goodness. Wow. Nobody's talking. They don't like me anymore.
No one's talking to you?
Yeah.
You want a piece of bark?
No, thank you.
I didn't see Kimberly in there tonight.
Nah, no Kimberly. Aww. Aww. I'm looking back on the comments.
People are
Yeah.
tired.
Huh? They're tired. I'm tired.
So am I. I'm hot.
You're
Lights-
hot.
lights
You're
are
always hot.
Yeah.
That's why I'm with you. You're super hot. Super duper hot. 6 years, man.
Mm-hmm.
And you're still sane, right?
I'm still sane. It's debatable.
Oh, but that's not my fault.
Okay.
Oh, insurance? No. Has anyone air traveled with the pint yet? I wonder. That'd be cool. Alrighty, I still like the Ranger.
I know.
I love the
I
Ranger.
saw someone on a Ranger today, actually. I think it was a Ranger.
I saw somebody
They-
downtown. You saw
they-
the guy downtown, right?
They drove by the bowl. Yeah, it looked like
Yeah.
a Ranger. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw somebody down
Yeah, it was
there.
probably him. Mm-hmm.
Cool beans. What'd you drop back here?
Oh, I was looking for that. Okay. Thank you.
Love you.
Love you. Okay. All right, so what we got here? Jim's Place says, I know we like speed, but where do we draw the line? I don't know. It's kind of like Pandora's box. Once you start going a certain speed, it's hard to stop people from going that speed. So now it seems like the new holy grail is 40 miles an hour. It's almost like the Mile High Club. I went 40 miles an hour on a single wheel. Look at me. It's kind of the feeling that I get. And then whenever someone posts a video of someone doing that, they're like, yeah, do it. And yeah, you'll never see a like from me on a video like that. Heist says, you send the video again on my Facebook Messenger. All right, I do a Facebook up here somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. Here you are. Okay. So, but I think the problem is that I don't know that I can share it. Let's see if I can. Okay, wait. Let me do it this way. Bear with me. Do this. Do this. Do. I'll make it easy. Okay, Heist is sending. So this Heist, this is just like a high-speed obstacle course. It looks like on EUCs. Again, that looks very difficult. All right, let's see if I can get this to play here. Let's get rid of Mr. 40 mile an hour crash dude. Move him. And let's do this. Alright, so this should be... There you go. So, like, is this something like it's just going to be... People would be competing... Like a time trial, I would imagine. You're just trying to get through that as fast as you can. And if you hit a cone, it's probably a penalty, I would imagine. And it looks like he's on an 18L, I believe. Or is that an XL? I don't know.
Tu veux encore une fois?
Nicholas Rodriguez asks, not to change the subject. It's okay, you can change the subject. There's no strict format here. Has anyone air traveled with the Pint yet? Well, no, because the Pint is not released yet. You can buy one, but they're not shipping until the end of May, unless something has changed. So I don't know of anyone that has a conventional Pint yet. Start that again. But I think that I saw that battery, the size of the battery should fall under the guidelines of being able to fly with it. The problem is I've heard situations where even though the battery is technically below the legal limit, that I guess the airlines always had it's in their discretion to deny you to travel with it. So you're kind of rolling the dice, from what I understand. Like, I've heard of some people that even they travel and they have the letter in hand that says, okay, a battery up to this size is allowed, and this device only has a battery that's X size, so I should be allowed to fly with it. So I personally don't think I would ever try to fly with an electric a PEV just because I don't think it's worth the hassle. You know, if you get to an airport and they're going to confiscate your PEV, that would really be a way to ruin my day. Let's see. Heist says, do riders have dedicated insurance in the U.S.? No. There are no insurance requirements for PEVs in the U.S. They, like, for motor vehicles, like you can even have a motorized scooter that only goes 35 miles an hour. You got to have that registered and insured. But as far as you know, there's nowhere in the United States where there's an insurance or registration requirement for PEVs. Do you have to do that in Belgium, guys? Do you have to register or insure them in Belgium? Jim's Place. I'm waiting on more. Oh, on my Ranger. You're waiting on your Ranger. You have a Ranger X1 coming. I really like my Ranger, and Cindy loves my Ranger. And I like it a lot more now that I have 4 replacement tires that don't make noise on concrete or asphalt anymore. They don't make a rubbing noise anymore. So that was a big plus. No, the Ranger is a great board. It's if you can only have one skateboard, I would say a Ranger, really. In my situation, like if I was the type of conventional skateboard rider, I don't think I would want a Ranger necessarily as much. But with me being able to go over diverse terrain, handle bumps in the road and sidewalk more easily, I really like the Ranger for that. And the speed controller, the Hobbywing speed controller, is much smoother. The acceleration and deceleration is much smoother. So I'm a big Backfire Ranger fan. The last show someone was asking about the Ranger and said I guess they're back ordered again. So I'm not sure what the ETA is to get one. But I think that they're fixing a few things, is what I heard. So Guy says the video I'm showing here, let's see if can I play it again? No. Can I play it again? Rewind. There we go. Guy says this is an official Unicycle Federation course. I can guarantee you that guy is doing a much better job than I would. Much better.
You wel coded for?
And guys, so like, what are there any restrictions as far as like do all 18-inch wheels can? I mean, is there some sort of separation on motor values or power output? Because obviously if you have someone in M10.3 going against someone that's on an M Super, there's going to be a difference. So I'm just curious if you have like classes of EUCs that race against each other. Oh, guys, yeah, you mentioned that to me in email. He says the pedal unicycle, the original type. I guess there's a pedal unicycle that has done that course that I just showed, that the guy is doing on an EUC. He did that on a pedal unicycle, and he did it in 17 seconds. And Geist says the fastest that anyone on a EUC could do was 26 seconds. So that's pretty amazing that he was able to, a conventional unicycle guy was able to do that so much faster. Wow. Didn't you say that you had a video of that guy, so you're trying to get one of the standard unicycle guy doing it? Okay, so in regards to insurance, so in Belgium, anything that goes above 12 kilometers an hour, oh my God, well, that's pretty much anything. So anything that goes above 12 miles an hour, 12 kilometers an hour, requires separate vehicular insurance or as a special extension of the civil responsibility. Interesting. I can definitely see that happening here eventually. Jim's Place says your ETA for your Ranger with new wheels, remote, and fast charger is April 15th. Well, that's not bad. A couple weeks, 3 weeks. Good. Yeah, and I don't know if you know, Jim's, but I bought the new remote. Kind of wish that they would like throw that in, but now I bought the new remote, $80. But I did get the tires for free, the upgraded tires. So 1 out of 2 is not bad. Okay, what do we got here? Thanks for sharing that video. Okay, so let me remove that. Oh, I did it again. I removed the wrong thing. Oh well, it's okay. You probably saw enough of me riding around anyways. Alright, so that closes out my notes. Basically, if you guys have anything else you want to talk about, I'm happy to talk about it. Otherwise, I'll start working on shutting things down. Let's see here. I'm trying to think in the next 2 weeks what's going on. Easy. I actually have something that's going to be going on in the next 2 weeks, but you're probably not going to find out about it until much later than that. It sounds confusing, but it'll make sense when you see what it actually is. But I am doing a project that will benefit me greatly. Looking forward to that. Trying to think, what other EUC stuff do we have going on right now? Not a lot, really. Like the pint I'm interested in, but that's not going to be coming until May. And skateboard wise, I still have my eyes on the Leaf Tech V2. Still wish it was less expensive. I'm always getting stuff in my Facebook stream from Leaf Tech telling me about their latest and greatest sales and promotions, but I have not pulled the trigger. I can't pull the trigger right now. It's too much money for an impulse purchase for sure. But this is, let's see if I can do this. I'm surprised actually I haven't heard more about them, about Leaf Tech. You don't hear a lot about them, and you don't see a lot of people riding them. And I think I talked about a couple shows ago that I did actually reach out to them and said, hey, if you guys are interested in me demoing your board, I have a decent amount of PEV followers that might be interested in my experience. And I never heard anything. I guess they weren't impressed. No, I don't want that. Here, let's... Someday. Guys will send me a link later. Okay. Anything motorized? All right. So there is so someone can do that course with anything motorized. All right. Well, depending on the course, an M10.3 might not actually be too bad. The audio cut out now. You don't hear me? It might, maybe something I clicked there, possibly. Jim's Place says, I'll trade you my new for your Hobby Wing. I trust my Hobby Wing. So, are they not using a Hobby Wing speed controller in the latest version of the Ranger? I had not heard that. Yeah, no, I like my Hobby Wing as well. Okay, so guys, you have anything else you want to bounce off me? You want to know the meaning of life? Oh, there's one person on Twitch watching me. Actually, I'm streaming to Twitch as well right now. I do have the chat open, so so I could potentially answer a question on Twitch, but I have not gotten a question yet on Twitch. I am actually doing more stuff on Twitch. When I've been playing World of Warcraft during the week, I have been flipping on OBS and streaming it once in a while. My streams are called like something like "Old Guy Gets Owned Playing World of Warcraft," which is what usually happens. But I don't know. Some people might find it entertaining, but my handle on Twitch is the same as it is on Instagram and Twitter. It's Duff67. So if you do have a Twitch account, if you want to follow me, you'll get a notification next time I play, and you might find it interesting or you might not. But yeah, I am over there. Oh, Randy, yeah. Well, what happens is, if depending on what the source is, it just drowns me out. Like if there's video playing, you can't hear me. It's the volume dominates me. So unless I specifically turn it down, especially a Facebook video, or actually a local video, it plays at full volume. You can't hear me. Daniel Montenegro says Craft and Ride had a sale for the One Tail Extreme for $59.99 today. What is it normally? I don't know. I've seen a lot of guys talk about that. They have the concave tail on the one wheel, and I've even seen several concave options for the front of the board, which gets a little trickier because of the sensors in there. But people love it. I guess with the concave surface, you have more control because you don't have to move your foot as much to generate angle and leverage on the board. I never tried it. I don't know that I guess I would be able to tell the difference, but I have not been motivated enough to look into it myself. I know Craft and Ride sells a ton of stuff, man. They have tons and tons and tons of one-wheel accessories. Jim's Place says the Backfire Ranger X1 is shipping with a new remote. Yes, I did hear that as well. Yeah, I think I did actually ask. I think I did ask them, hey, are you giving the new remote to other owners? Yeah, because the new remote is much better. It's more ergonomic. I love the LCD screen on there. The thumb wheel feels better. It's a huge upgrade all the way around. I just wish I didn't have to pay $80 for it. But well, I think I paid $8.99 for mine as well, Jim. For my Ranger, let me see. Let me look it up just to verify that. But I think I'm almost sure I paid $8.99. I bought it off of the Backfire website directly. Whereas other people with that first batch, they bought it off Indiegogo, I think, if I got that correct. Let's see here. Yeah, I paid $8.99 for it. So yeah, that's I think for the money it's a good deal. Salam Ansari. Hello, Salam. How you doing? You added some extra F's to my name. What's up? You just came in? We're getting ready to wind things down here, dude. Anything you want to bounce off me? Too bad Jimmy Chang's not in here. I don't think Jimmy's ever been in one of my live streams. Some people said I was throwing shade at Jimmy because when I talked about the one-wheel pint, I mentioned Jimmy Chang's original response to it, which was somewhat negative. And I guess he actually got temporarily blocked from the Future Motion YouTube channel, and he made a whole video about that. And I mentioned him sarcastically in my one-wheel pint video, but no, Jimmy's great. I like Jimmy's stuff, and Jimmy actually got a KingSong 16S. He's going to try to learn to ride EUCs as well. So, okay, guys, I think I'm going to wind it down. Like I said, it's an hour and 45 minutes. It's pretty lengthy. It's going quickly. I do have tomorrow off, which is nice. It's always nice to not have to work after a live stream. They have a live stream and a very, very busy weekend. I was mentioning my weekend. I was not only I mowed on Friday. I mowed the grass and weed whacked the grass, and then I decided it was time to pressure wash the metal roof and clean the gutters, which were just packed with oak leaves, packed to the top. So I don't know if you've ever tried to pressure wash a metal roof, but I suggest if you ever decide to do it, that you're very, very careful. The only way to walk on a metal roof is walk on the ridges where the like I've exposed fasteners. You got to walk on those fasteners. Like the area of the metal roof in between those ridges, when it's wet, it is like an ice rink. And there were a couple times where I almost went down when I misjudged my foot placement. And yeah, that was very, very exciting stuff. Very fun. Oh, and then just for fun, at the end of the day, Friday, I decided to dismantle the small deck that we had out in the yard for 15 years. It was rotting, and I didn't want people from the party to get on the to stand on the deck and have it break on them. So I ripped that apart as well on Friday. Took a sawzall to it. Had to take off like 17 big composite lumber pieces off the top, and then sawzall it off and haul it back to the fill pit. And yeah, it was great. I was walking around like a 80-year-old man the next day. Okay, Salam says KS16X pre-orders are on eWheels. Yes, we talked about that earlier, and yeah, everyone here knew that, but me. I did not know that Jason put them on there. We were talking about how it was interesting that the pre-order price has gone from $200 to $500. The only thought process I could come up with for that is I guess Jason's trying to make sure that they're serious buyers. Maybe he had issues with people that were doing $200 deposits. Here you go. Here's a free plug, Jason. eWheels. Can I do that? There we go. Free plug. The only thought process I had as far as why the pre-order price is now $500 instead of $200 is he wanted more serious buyers. I guess I don't know. Otherwise, I think it would be better to keep the pre-order price down to get more people to jump in on it, but I don't know. I'm not sure. So Salam says you're going to pre-order 16X. Good. Yeah, I mentioned earlier the 16X. I have not seen any EUCs in the last 6 months that have excited me enough that I want to purchase one. The 16X excites me enough that it's on my radar. That I can see myself getting one of those down the road. I probably will just wait until they're more readily available, because someone else said earlier that he's being told that even if you pre-order now, you're probably not going to see it until June or July. And if I would be betting money, I would say that is closer to July than June. So that's 4 months away. So I think I'll just wait until they're a little bit more readily available. But yeah, it seems like a really good wheel. The specs are awesome. So okay, guys, I'm going to wind it down. Those of you're watching the live stream, so it might not apply to you, but this podcast or this live stream is turned into a podcast every time I do it. It's uploaded to Google Play, iTunes, Spotify at this point. It actually translates pretty well into a podcast. Feel free to go back and watch the entire hour and 45-minute replay if you're a glutton for punishment. But I do appreciate everybody stopping by. As of now, and remember, you are participating in episode 20. So this was a big episode, a monumental episode. But 2 weeks from now is looking like it would be April 7th, possibly, yeah. That's Sunday? Yeah, April 7th. So as of now, the next live stream will be April 7th, and unless something comes up, I will be sure to let people know. The video that I shot today will be publishing later on tonight, so check it out tomorrow morning. Watch it with your coffee. It's like a 15-minute video. Interesting stuff. And let me just quick catch. Oh, hey, Clay's here. Clay, you came in right at the end, dude. Salam says, I wanted the Z10, but there isn't much US support, so I'm going to do the V10F until 16X time. Yeah, Salam, if I had a choice between a Z10, okay, you're going to do the V10F. Okay. I don't know. Is there good support for the V10F in US? I don't know that there is. I don't know that I'd recommend a V10F. A V10 is probably more reliable, just a smaller battery. But anyways, I was going to say, like between a Z10 and a 16X, I would take a 16X every time at this point. So Clay said you just got home. You had a flat on the way home and had a one-wheel home for parts. Good job, man. You always have your one wheel with you, huh? That's good. Well, if I get a one-wheel pint, maybe it's portable enough. I can have that in my car all the time too. I don't know. Salam says Inmotion USA has support here. Yeah, they do. They do. And probably better than Segway. Segway support, especially for the Z10, has been nothing short of abysmal. So, yep, it's no good. So, all right, guys, I'm calling it quits. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you taking part in the live stream. And until next time, Duffman out.